Hey everybody, you're watching Cole the Cornstar. Well, good morning everybody. Welcome back to a beautiful 75-degree, cloudy, kind of rainy day here in Iowa. This morning we're at the main heated shop. We got Jamie, our agronomist, here. We're gonna discuss some crop stuff and some... Why don't we just go in and talk to him? Hi, I'm late. This is fair, because you drove through my driveway with the semi. Oh, come on, my grass!
Sorry about that.
What'd you do to my grass?
I'm sorry. You know, one thing I thought we found that was interesting, ears of corn on your guys, everybody's fields around here. Oh. I'm gonna actually take some pictures on the way home, kind of send out to the sales crew and just, you know, what do you think is the most troublesome weed's gonna be in this field this season?
Oh, that's not going anywhere, Jamie. Oh, yeah. The world's strongest man. So here's the deal, guys. We picked up some Y drops this year. And then come to find out, Jamie had some for sale. He's got these center things on it for applying fungicide, so we might be interested.
Sneaking up behind me. Yeah. I got to get the skid loader out really quick. We're going to put the forks on it. In the back of Jamie's truck, we have some chemicals in there we need to unload, and Cole's got some grass on his telephone here.
Looking good.
Don't poke a hole in that.
Hold up, hold up. Oh.
Jamie, what's that stuff cost per gallon?
Per gallon? I want to say about 60 bucks.
127 gallons there.
Yes, sir.
You riding in the back, Nate?
Yeah, sure.
So now when it comes to farming stuff, it's pretty customary that we have a good 45 minutes to an hour kind of talking. What would you call that?
Friendship.
Dad, Jamie has to be our friend before we call it friendship.
Okay, we can work on that.
Who do I give this to? That's for the...
Is it a bill?
Nope.
Oh,
no, that's just
I can take that then. What kind of corn do we have here, Jamie?
I see what you've been doing on your spare time.
We're gonna walk out here in some Brevant corn that we planted. Jamie's gonna do some stand counts. We're just gonna kind of see how some corn's kind of coming along.
If you want to pull it at 17 and a half, I'll tell you when to stop.
Stop. What we're doing here is Jamie's measuring out 17 and a half feet because that represents 1/1000th of an acre. And then we're gonna count all the little corn plants in that 17 and a half feet. And we'll multiply that by 1,000. That'll give us kind of a rough stand count. Stand count. Well, they trust you with one of those?
Yeah, barely. Usually felons, they don't let them have knives.
I didn't know that.
Final stand of 32,000.
Is that good or bad?
You know, I guess, are you guys shooting for 33.5?
34.5.
34.5? So no, that's not bad. Looks like we're missing at least one plant there. We'll dig and see.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if he's hiding in there.
See where he's at.
I mean, really, these corn plants are all about the same size.
They are, right about that, approaching the V3 stage.
Right here is one little corn just coming up.
Boy, there's all sorts of moisture there. There he is.
A little bit behind. I wonder, was he covered with a little residue maybe, or?
Possibly that, or just might have been sitting in a little bit of dry dirt, germinated a little bit later. It'd be nice if he catches up here. So your planter did an excellent job. I mean, right there we said 30 and 32, and we found two plants. He was there, so you were right at 34,000.
Looking at a couple corn plants here, we can tell the tips are a little bit discolored. That's a sign of a little bit of frost damage that we had last week, but growing point is below the ground yet, so it'll snap out of it real quick. It's just a cosmetic thing. I think it's cosmetic anyway, right?
It's cosmetic.
Jamie, you should be an archaeologist.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, Dad, look at that row shot off right to the T.
That is nice.
So we just got done checking that Brevant field that's right around Dad's house. That was bean stubble last year. We're hopping across the road here. This is a corn on corn situation. This is also a Brevant planted field, and holy smokes, we are in a little bit of a wet hole right here. One of the challenges that we run into in corn on corn is there is a lot more residue. And if this residue doesn't get moved out of the way, the seeds get planted under that, and then we get some areas like this where it gets a little bit thin. We get some seeds that get held back a little bit because it takes them longer to germinate because it stays cooler under this mat. But then we get to some areas like this that don't have as much corn residue on it. It looks pretty good. We used to do a lot of corn on corn, and that required us to do a lot of tillage in order to get this residue broken down so that way we could get the seeds heated up nicely. But we're switching over to a no-till operation now that is a 50-50 corn bean rotation. So after this year, we shouldn't have any more corn on corn to deal with. We'll be planting all of our corn into last year's bean stubble, and we'll be planting soybeans into last year's corn stubble. Ooh, we got double counting going on.
I come up with 32, but I could have skipped one when we passed each other.
I came up with 33.
Nate went to a public school.
That's not bad at all. 33,000.
Better than last year though, that's for sure.
Yes.
This field was a little rough last year. Some corn plants are this tall, while others are just starting to come out of the ground. And we have a ton of skips. So what do we think, Jamie? 300 bushel corn?
No. Nope. I was just telling your dad, if we weren't as late in the game as we are, I'd recommend replanting.
All right, Jamie, I got a question for you. We're right here on the edge of the field, and I'm noticing there's a lot more little grasses and a few weeds here on the edge, but out there in the middle is pretty clean. Why is that?
Just 90% of your weed pressure comes from the outside. Gets most of the sunlight.
What kind of corn is this?
Soybeans.
Now this was planted with a 16 row.
Say, it looks a lot straighter. Hey now.
This field was laying pretty flat if I remember right.
This was I'd say this probably was when Cole and I were.
I think this was the field we were maybe worried about even being able to get it, because I think he said, why don't we talk to the insurance man? And
I was combining like 2 acres an hour.
yeah.
Because it took 4 hours to do like the end rows. All right, well, we'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Now I'm jumping in my vehicle. I actually ran in, took a shower. We were gonna boogie to a cemetery. I am gonna meet a lady that marks the lots for me. We actually got 3 funerals coming up for Saturday. We're trying to find 3 different stones in this cemetery on some graves we gotta dig. And there is one, we are having a heck of a time finding where it's at. But now we've been reading the obituary and we think we found the family's name. So we think we're in a good location, but we just got to do some more checking in with the funeral home and the family, because we want to make sure things are in the right spot. But I got to thank the people that were out here helping me. We've been kind of looking around for probably almost 2 hours, but we're going to call it a night. We think we got things. We found what we need on 2. So it's kind of one of these things in these small cemeteries. These things kind of happen, but we don't give up till we know things are done right. You're probably wondering what I'm eating. I'm not gonna hold your suspense anymore. I'm eating a Reese's peanut butter cup. In the last 15 minutes, I probably had 4 of them. We got a brand new 18-inch pulse hole digger here. We're gonna put it on a skid loader, and we're gonna take that with us today. Figure I'll put them hoses on here. We'll make sure it all works before we get out there. We need to cut a sheet of plywood for the cemetery. Cole took all the batteries for the weed whacker and he didn't charge them up. We should have started on this yesterday, I guess. We might be done by tomorrow morning. Well, that worked really good, Sable. You ready? You're cracking. May not be the most professional way, but this is the Sable way. We're gonna make it work. We didn't get to take you to the cemetery with us. It was pouring out. Sable is wet to the bone. Back here in the shop, I'm glad to be from outside because we're getting a sprinkle again, and it's no fun to be in the cold rain. What we need to do, I'm gonna do. We're only at 22 pounds, so let's get the air hose and get this little girl filled up with air. Before I move the backhoe, I must have a cookie. Oh, I don't know. Might have to put a little wax on this hood tonight. Okay, check the oil. Wee doggy. Make sure everything is up to snuff. 28 pounds. All I wish I was some air. Probably better check it. We are good. We are good. Where'd I do the... There we go. Right up here. When I'm sitting in the seat there, I'm looking at just a little bit of... You just gotta wax it. I gotta have a shiny hood. It's driving me nuts. I know. We're supposed to be greasing things up, and we will. But I'm gonna put a load of wax on that right now. And then that way, when I'm sitting behind the steering wheel tomorrow, I'll be looking at a shiny hood. Got the wax on her. It's time to clean the inside of the cab. Make this backhoe look really nice. I don't know, something about when you're sitting in a machine the hood looks really shiny and stuff. It just makes you feel good. One thing you don't want to get weak on or sloppy on, whatever you want to say, greasing a piece of equipment up, it is very important. You start skipping it, before you know it, grease zerks don't take. Then you can't get grease into the pivot points. Then if you put it off too long, you start wearing out pins and stuff. Oh, come on. I suppose this thing's out of grease. Oh yeah! Kind of keep an eye on this when it comes up. You'll see how kind of close it comes to the windshield. Oh, do you see it here? This big hook here is supposed to hook in there. Yeah, we did it! Woo! I want to check things out. I thought I heard like a tool or something fall. All right, we're going to run the 580 backhoe out, and then we need to grab the tickler bone, the telehandler. We need to run that in yet, and then we'll put the backhoe back in. We got to bring in the petty bone, the petty bone, the petty bone, petty bone, petty bone. That's what it was. Had a wrench that fell off. I think it's probably about time to quit. Oh, we got to pull in the hose that Cooper forgot to pull in, but I've forgotten it many times, and I know they're putting it away for me, so I'm going to take time to do it. Oh, pressure, pressure, pressure.
Oh, hello everybody. Oh, don't mind the mess behind me. I haven't been working on demolishing the inside of the house or anything. But good news, guys. We went through all of our crops in our fields. We couldn't find any damage that we had from issues with the 24-row planter. So we just basically got out of the clear zone of having like a $100,000 disaster. So good news. But the bad news is, well, it's not really bad news. The good news also is we have Cornstar Farms merch available through the link in the description. What I was trying to say is the bad news is this is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, don't know what you're waiting for. We'll see you in the next one.